Welcome to Mrigashira, a podcast that communicates with communicators. Is brought to you in association with Digitales. I'm Radha Radhakrishnan. Let's begin.
Recently, Layer Shots, a perfume brand, aired two ads that sparked an outrage among a large section of social media users and celebrities. People claim the advertisement sought to promote sexual violence against women. The ads were taken off air and was removed from social media. We speak to Harish Bijo, brand and marketing expert, on this controversy. Listen in. Hi Harish, welcome to Mrigashira. It's great to have you with us today and also talk about one of the controversial topics doing rounds currently.
Thank you. My pleasure being with you.
The Layer Shot ad, right, and all the controversy surrounding it. I just wanted to get your thoughts on how do you see this? Is this something where a case of any publicity is good publicity, or is it according to you an error of judgment?
Well, I don't think this is as much an error of judgment as it is a piece of what I typically would call spit and run advertising. The idea simply is, make a piece of advertising that is controversial enough to come into public limelight, to come into editorial limelight, to get into the television networks, the radio networks, get onto Mrigashira as well as of today. If you look at it, I think it's about creating noise and getting out, because they do know that they will be stopped, they will be banned, and I think that's the basic idea.
But will this not impact their reputation, even if it is in the short and mid-term, if not in the long term?
There are two markets in India. One is a reputation-centric, reputation-owning, reputation-oriented market. Mm-hmm. The other is, to hell with it all market, in terms of saying that, as you put it, any publicity is good publicity. If I make noise, I will be noticed. Because one of the key aspects of a brand is the fact that it requires awareness. Yeah. It all starts with awareness. Awareness is the mother, and everything else is a subset of it. The interest that you develop in a brand is a subset of awareness. The desire you create to own that brand is a subset of that interest you create. And the action of sale, which actually occurs at the marketplace, is a subset of that desire you have created. So if the awareness is really large, the subset will be, monetizable enough. That seems to be the basic idea.
So, it's almost becoming like a template, right? And it goes on social media, there are conversations, celebrities have an opinion, they air it, and then it just gets blown out.
Absolutely. It is a template, as you put it, because it's not only traditional media, but it's social media as well. Every Tom, Dick and Harish, I included, have tweeted about it. So if you really look at it, it creates noise, it creates impact. Every small tweet adds to its value. So that is the point. Such templates must be stopped because socially speaking, and psychologically speaking, and even from the viewpoint of the psyche of a person you're helping build in society, it is negative, and therefore this template surely must be stopped.
But how do you stop it? Because there are bodies like ASCI which has not been able to do much. Even in this case, I think ASCI entered much later.
Yeah, bodies such as ASCI are not regulatory, are just pure regulatory bodies. They are not judicial bodies. Yeah. Bodies such as ASCI do not have teeth enough to stop the creation of new pieces of advertising or legislating against them, etc. Yes, this lies in the domain of the public. A piece of litigation which will be fought for years and then settle, and therefore people know that you can get away with murder, rank murder. How can you stop it? If that is the key question, I do believe sterner action, firmer action, decisive action, quick action. And what is that? I do believe stopping or banning the advertising of such a creative is not enough, because the task has been done, it's gone viral. That's one way of doing it. The second way of doing it, which is phase 2, is really to say that, I will ban the brand altogether. Okay. Now that is decisive. You see, the idea is this, that if a brand has created some kind of societal harm, some kind of psychological harm, some kind of an attitude building in people which is negative to society, like possibly pieces of this advertising, one needs to be careful and say that, hey, maybe the brand must be pulled out of the market, not the advertising. Now that is tough action, because, why is a brand built? To ensure that, it is able to sell. Now, if the brand is not available, you'll not be able to sell. So that's phase 2 action. Phase 3 action is one step beyond, and that is, social rectification. It is to go up to a brand and say that, hey, you've hurt the brand, you've hurt the psyche of people, and you have to rectify it with positive advertising. And what is this positive advertising? I think, that positive advertising will need to be funded by you in terms of saying, building, classes in schools, which will teach how to respect a woman or a girl child, let's say, stuff like that. I think we are still stuck on phase 1 action, which is not enough. I think at least phase 2 action is necessary.
Yeah, but who's going to build the cat?
Well, governments can take these kind of decisions. There is a process of registering a brand. Yes. Do we have a process of deregistering a brand? That's what I'm talking about. A deregistered brand cannot be sold in a country.
Yeah, and also, I think category-wise perfume brands have always had, bordered around what is modest and what is immodest, right? I mean, and this as a category has always been in that zone. And is there any specific reason why perfume ads have been doing this?
Oh well, perfume is meant to be lifestyle, and when you look at pieces of advertising such as this, it could be termed to be building a kind of a lifestyle in a particular part of the market which is ready to take this kind of a lifestyle. Of course, on a lighter vein, I would say that every brand, as I say in my brand theories, has a brand solid, has a brand liquid, and has a brand gas. Now, perfume category ads are really all about the gas, and when you sell a gas, your communication is also reasonably gassy.
Yeah, true. And do you see more and more of such advertising happening? Is this something that's going to become a norm? Do you see this becoming a norm?
Actually, this will become a norm if it is allowed to become a norm. A simple action like banning a piece of advertising is actually going to help others think and say, hey, let me make an ad, let me air it for 6 days. By the time all of society wakes up, the task would be done and I get out. And what's more, I get editorial publicity, which is much more valuable. And, let's do it. So I think that's one of the reasons. It's not this one brand that has done it. And it's not for that reason that I would recommend stronger action. I would recommend stronger action basically to dissuade other brands doing the same thing time and again, nudging, society into a beat of a tizzy.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks, Harish, for your time.
Thank you.
It was great talking to you.
Sure, wonderful. Bye.
Hope you enjoy listening to Mrugashira, a podcast for communication folks. Do share your suggestions and feedback on mrugashira@digitales.co.in. Have a great week ahead and do not forget to tune in next week. Adios.